Hey everybody, welcome back around to the Blog and Grill. I'm your host Doug here with your video blog for July 23rd, 2013 here on a Tuesday with your weekend wrap-up NFL two-a-days with the Panthers and Patriots. But first we got to get to the big baseball news from yesterday as Braun was suspended 65 games or the remainder of the season after a investigation into the biogenesis clinic in Miami headed up by Mr. Anthony Bosch. Braun, though, yesterday was kind of up to his usual self. He's kind of turned into a sports pariah for sure. He's been saying all the wrong things, claiming he was innocent all along, and it really caught up with him. And the main thing I had an issue with is yesterday he's saying he's not perfect. He's not. Everybody makes mistakes. He just made a mistake. And really, I don't know the last time we asked if anybody ever asked Braun to be perfect. I don't know where taking steroids is just a step below perfect. And it wasn't just that he took the steroids. He destroyed the life of the sample taker who didn't get the package to FedEx in time. But really, Braun, nobody ever asked you to be perfect, and nobody expected you to be perfect, and you're saying that you're not perfect. And that is a typical answer by an athlete who got caught. They're not perfect. They make mistakes. Just own up to what you did. Say you took the steroids and move on with your life. We'll have more PED scandal, as could be a ruling on Alex Rodriguez later on in this week, so we'll have more about that throughout our week's episodes. Time for an NFL two-a-days. Our first two-a-day is going to be with the New England Patriots up in Foxborough. Last year they finished 12-4, and their main issue was that they could not stop the pass. They were in 29th in passing defense. So when they got to the draft, I was a little surprised at what they did. I'm going to give them a B-. They got some good wide receivers for Tom Brady to throw to, but they didn't get any big pass rushers or any big safeties for him, so I was a little bit surprised with the lack of moves on that part. Key additions for the Patriots have to be wide receiver Danny Amendola. They also brought in Leon Washington, re-signed both Aqib Talib and Kyle Arrington, and they brought in Tim Tebow as a third-string backup quarterback, which I think will really help team chemistry and could give them a trade piece in Ryan Mallett, who's probably the best backup in the NFL. The big departures, though, have to be Wes Welker, who went to Denver as a free agent. They released Brandon Lloyd, and then they had to release Aaron Hernandez with his first-degree murder charge that we're not going to really get a whole lot into. So I think the big question for the team this year is, who is Brady going to throw to? Is he going to be able to get the ball to Amendola enough? Is Amendola going to be able to stay healthy? What are younger wide receivers going to do? Are they going to bring in a veteran to try and solidify the receiving core? Should be interesting to see. I see the Patriots dropping 2 games this year, and I have them coming in this year at 10-6. So that's my two-a-day for the Patriots. Before I do my two-a-day for the Panthers, time for thumbs up, thumbs down from the weekend. Thumbs up has to go to Phil Mickleson, winning his first Open Championship, shooting a final round -5, becoming the only player to finish under par. He finished at -3, birdieing 4 of the last 6 holes, his 5th major and first Open win. Thumbs down has to go to college football player, the Florida linebacker Antonio Morrison, who was arrested for the second time in 5 weeks. After barking at a police dog and resisting arrest, he will face a 2-game suspension. So that's my thumbs up, thumbs down from the weekend. Now time to the second NFL two-a-day, and we go to the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers with Cam Newton, Jonathan Stewart, and Steve Smith last year finished 7-9. Really a middle-of-the-road team in most statistical categories, and really the key was they couldn't get any positive momentum going. They played a pretty tough schedule and a very tough NFC and just really couldn't get it going. But I give their draft was solid. I think they get a good A- in their draft. They brought in Star Lotulelei, and they got better all around the field. Now it's going to be a big key for them. A middle-of-the-road team just has to try to get better at each position. And the big key additions I saw outside the draft were bringing in Mike Shula as their offensive coordinator and getting cornerback DJ Moore locked up for a 2-year deal. The people that they lost are big-time locker room guys and big-time players for them at key positions. They lost Chris Gamble at cornerback, a big loss for them. That's why they brought in DJ Moore, and then John Casey, their place kicker, retired. The big question, I think, for the Carolina Panthers has to be Cam Newton. Can Cam Newton get better at throwing the ball, get back to throwing the ball good like he did his first year last year? 19 touchdowns, 12 picks. You'd like to see him probably raise his touchdowns 5, drop his picks 5. I think that'd be great. If you see him at 24-7, I think that'd be a pretty solid number. I see this team improving not much. I think they'll win one more game. I have them finishing at 8-8. I think they got some good matchups with an AFC East that is pretty weak besides the Patriots. That's all I got for you today. I'll be back on tomorrow. More PED scandal stuff. I'll give you my take on what I think is going to happen to Alex Rodriguez. I'll give you your MLB power rankings. And we continue with NFL two-a-days. We'll go to the Jets training camp and the Atlanta Falcons. Always remember to follow me on Twitter at YankeeBaller415. Check me out on jbsmooth84.com. I was on the podcast last week. Also did a Johnny Manziel football story. Another podcast tonight, not with me tonight, but with the other two. So check that out if you want to tune in. Thanks for tuning in always, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one.